and tells me how she met a woman that morning who was cursing a pile of laundry on the street. She couldn't carry it all home, so I helped her, Starlee says. When they arrived at the woman's house, the woman told her that she was lonely, as she'd only recently moved to the city and had no friends. Before they parted, the woman asked for Starlee's phone number, which Starlee gave her, correct, all but for the last digit. I just knew we could never really have a friendship, Starlee says, and changing just one number made it feel like a smaller lie. As you get older, making friends becomes more difficult. Even keeping them does. And so you end up having no choice but to start enjoying your own company more than you might otherwise be inclined. I am reminded of John Candy in the movie Spaceballs, a Star Wars parody where he played a Chewbacca-like character named Barf. I'm half man and half dog, he said, and so I'm my own best friend. That woman with her laundry, Starlee, me, and perhaps all of us, must all learn to become a little more like Barf. Sunday. Starlee calls up again, this time in a nostalgic mood. She begins reminding me of when we first met, when we both worked at the same radio station in Chicago. Remember when you first moved to America and didn't know anything about our culture, she asks. Remember how starry-eyed you were? Star and stripey-eyed, I correct. Do you remember, she continues, how I introduced you to all-American treats like soft honey-glazed pretzels and aerosol cheese? Sure I do, I say. To some extent, my friendship with Starlee has always been a relationship built on cultural exchange. In Chicago, riding the bus to work, I used to try and teach her the 10 provinces. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, she would dutifully recite. And when she comes to visit me in Montreal, she acts like Alice down the rabbit hole. During her last visit, when we went out for steamed hot dogs, she overheard me asking the counterman where the mustard was. La moutarde est sur la poubelle, he answered. Such a beautiful language, she said. If I have a girl, I'm going to name her Poubelle. Moutarde if it's a boy. Not only does it sound like a unitard for cows, I said, but moutarde means mustard. Well, I think it sounds debonair, she said. And poubelle, I informed her, that means garbage. Well, I think it sounds southern and feminine, she replied, growing slightly annoyed. But now on the telephone, there is no trace of annoyance. Only bon ami. When we lived in Chicago, she continues, do you remember how out of place you were? You were like my cousin Balky or Mork from Ork. Remember on your first day at the office how you tried to pee in the water fountain? That's a lie, I say. And anyway, where exactly are you going with all this? It's at this point that Starlee springs her question on me. Her condescending, patronizing question.
Did you hear what happened in America?
What are you referring to? Your new president?
What do you think I'm referring to? Yeah, that Barack Obama is our new president.
Well, yes, word has traveled to Canada.
All the way to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It was very exciting here.
I'll bet.
We're a respectable country now.
Oh, do you feel that way?
I feel patriotic.
Wow.
I'm bursting with pride.
It's a great day in history.
You must feel pretty left out being in Canada.
Well, I mean,
you don't get to feel the pride that we feel.
Well, I feel, I don't know, adjacent to pride, I guess.
Not the same at all. Like, I'm bursting and you're kind of seeping with pride. And, I feel like it's been so long since I have felt good about America that I wanted to kind of do something to commemorate it. I wanted to do something to honor that feeling.
Oh, really? Well, you're not going to burst into song, are you?
I'm not going to burst into song, but there's only 10 provinces, but there's 50 states in America.
Okay.
And that's a lot. Even Americans have a hard time remembering all 50. And so I assembled, in honor of our new president, President Obama, I've assembled a sort of virtual road trip across America, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm going to be performing this road trip with my upstairs neighbor, Arthur, who you also know, I think.
Yeah, I've met Arthur.
Okay. So Arthur, my neighbor, and he's going to come down to my apartment. He lives right upstairs. And we're going to perform the 50 states.
You're going to do that?
For you.
For me?
Yeah, because you're my friend. And I want you to feel a part of this amazing piece of history that's happening.
That's amazing. And Arthur agreed to do this?
Yeah.
What's in it for him?
I had to offer him a sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm gonna get Arthur down here, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Arthur! Arthur!
Starlee, what are you doing?
I'm calling Arthur. Arthur!
Starlee!
Arthur, get down here!
That's what you do? You don't call him on the phone?
I'm on the phone. I can't call him. I'm on the phone with you. This is how our building works. It's very, very thin walls. Arthur! Oh, I think he's coming. Hold on. I hear him on the stairs.
Oh, okay.
This is how it happens all the time. Whenever I need some sugar, like a plunger or something.
You just yell through the wall.
Oh, it's better for the environment.
How exactly is yelling at the top of your lungs better for
Arthur's here. Arthur, will you pick up the extension? Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Arthur?
Arthur, you remember Jonathan, right?
Oh, hi. How's it going?
Good. How exactly did you get roped into this?
Starlee said that I was going to be participating in a cultural exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And getting a sandwich.
Upon completion of the job.
Uh-huh.
So, Jonathan, just sit back and enjoy the 50 states.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. Arthur, you stand over there. Look at me. Face forward. Shoulders relaxed. Deep breath.
Now,
just like we practice.
I'm just going to turn down the tape here for a moment to explain to you a little something about Starlee Kine. She loves production value. And everything, from doing the dishes to taking the dog for a walk, becomes a production. A big, fat production. For instance, one morning Starlee woke up and decided she wanted to see a live panda. And so what did she do? No, she did not rent a documentary or even go to the city zoo. She flew to China. Another example? When she moved from Chicago to New York, she had a going-away party. But unlike you or me, Starlee Kine invited every single person she'd ever met in Chicago. Work acquaintances, waitresses from restaurants she ate at, shopkeepers, everyone. She rented at a hall and hundreds of people came. There were several musical acts, spoken word performers, and an auction where she had people bid on the belongings she was leaving behind. Book jackets, used towels, and half-eaten boxes of cereal. So that she had brought down her upstairs neighbor and had written a little play for them to perform for my benefit, to instruct me in American geography or something, that for Starlee is par for the course.
Deep breath. Just like we practiced. Johnny, I'm going to put this on speakerphone, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Go.
Vermont.
I went to the last fish show ever in Burlington, Vermont. Worst day of my life.
Rhode Island. Fun fact, hanging above my bed is a poster of Buddy Cianci, ex-mayor of Providence. He went to jail for beating up someone with a ceramic fireplace log.
It's true.
Connecticut.
I went to my friend Whitney's house for Christmas, and a wiener dog named Oscar fell asleep in my lap.
Pennsylvania. Philadelphia's Mutter Museum has a display of over 2,000 objects extracted from people's throats, including rusty safety pins, buttons, and childhood toys. New York.
A stranger I met on the street once told me the best pizza in all of New York is Picnic Pizza. It's exit 19 off Route 28 in a Holiday Inn parking lot. What? New Jersey.
Frankly, I'm still stunned by Picnic Pizza. Maryland.
Home of the Charm City Roller Girls.
Delaware. Official state bird, the blue hen chicken. Virginia.
When I was there, I met a cop named Bill Murray and a cab driver named James Taylor.
West Virginia. Birthplace of Olympic gold medalist Mary Lou Retton and also Don Knotts. Kentucky.
Unofficial state cocktail, the mint julep. According to the nerd who wrote the Wikipedia entry, mint juleps were mentioned in the season finale of Golden Girls.
Tennessee. Home of Dolly Parton and the Great Smoky Mountains.
Hubba hubba. Georgia. Check out the Stone Mountain Laser Light Spectacular, where lasers dance off the carved faces of Confederate heroes.
Alabama. Botanist George Washington Carver found hundreds of new uses for the peanut. He also loved giving back rubs.
It's true. Florida. According to Russell Banks' book, Continental Drift, Florida is where hope goes to die.
Louisiana. Best Bloody Mary I ever had. Arkansas.
Freeman Owens invented slow motion, which filmmakers have been using to emotionally manipulate us ever since.
Oklahoma. 6,300 of its bridges are in disrepair.
Missouri. Childhood home of Arthur Jones. He's a former fat kid. The ice cream cone was also invented here in 1904. Iowa. Arthur.
If you build it, they will come. Illinois.
The movie Lucas was filmed in Glen Ellen, which captured on film the world's first slow clap.
Indiana. Famous Hoosiers include Garfield, Dan Quayle, David Letterman, and my Uncle George and Aunt Garnell. Ohio.
Ohio's dead to me.
Why?
It knows why.
Michigan. Detroit Piston Tayshaun Prince hasn't missed a basketball game